Test, test. Welcome to Rideau Carleton Raceway on this Saturday, March 8th morning. I'm Melissa Keith, track announcer, with you for these 8 upcoming qualifiers. In the first of the 8, we do have a scratch of the 2 in the first qualifier, Scratch Woodmere Armour. We have another late scratch in the first qualifier, Scratch the 1, Strange Addiction. So a field now scratched down from 7 to 5. They'll be going behind the gate momentarily for the first qualifier. A field of 5 now going behind the gate for qualifier number 1. The 1, Strange Addiction, and the 2, Woodmere Armour are scratched. The 3 is No Sport Pun Intended. Ryan Guy, the 4, Stonebridge Hermes, Jacques Baudouin, 5, Skylar, William Waugh, 6, Beef and Cheddar, Jason Gilchrist, and on the outside, 7, Probert's Legacy for Pascal Berube. They're on the turn. They're quickly approaching the start. A little staggered order behind the gate. They're off and pacing and leaving quickly. Stonebridge Hermes and Jacques Baudouin grab the early lead, coming first over into second. That's Beef and Cheddar already underway. He's going to tuck into the pocket. Sitting third at the moment, that's No Sports Pun Intended. A 3-length gap back to next best. Skylar, the closer, and trailing this field, gapping slightly by a couple of lengths, Probert's Legacy. They're headed to the opening quarter in single file procession so far, and Jacques Baudouin leading the way thus far with Stonebridge Hermes getting to that point in 28 and 4 and controlling the pace about a length and a quarter ahead of next closest Beef and Cheddar. It's about a length and a quarter back to third place, No Sports Pun Intended. Tightening up now in fourth, that's Skylar preparing to get underway and still gapping by about a length and a quarter now at the back of the field, Probert's Legacy. They approach the half and get there, 58 and 4, still led by Stonebridge Hermes, loving the front end trip and the 30-second breather in that second panel. They're single file and gapping slightly between horses. They're still led by Stonebridge Hermes, and he approaches 3/4 with a tightening Beef and Cheddar on his heels. They are getting a little closer. The space is closing between the horses, and No Sports Pun Intended within range as well. He's still sitting third, 129 flat at 3/4. Stonebridge Hermes definitely having things his way, and Beef and Cheddar next closest to make a difference as the stretch looms ahead. Here comes No Sports Pun Intended as well. He's left the safety of the cones and he's chasing leader Stonebridge Hermes, who has a 2-length advantage diminishing as the wire looms, but he gets there first ahead of Beef and Cheddar, next best, and then No Sports Pun Intended for show, 158 flat. Qualifier number 1 is complete, won by number 4, Stonebridge Hermes, for driver-trainer Jacques Baudouin, also the owner of this 6-year-old Bay Stallion by betting line out of Glacier Express. Finishing second in the qualifier was a 6, Beef and Cheddar, for Jason Gilchrist. Finishing third was 3, No Sport Pun Intended, for Ryan Guy. Fourth was the 5, Skylar, and fifth was 7, Probert's Legacy. From the top down, your qualifier page should read, scratched, 31425. The fractions were 28 and 4 to the opening quarter, 58 and 4 at the half, 129 flat at 3/4, 158 flat for the mile, won by Stonebridge Hermes. Coming up next at Rideau Carleton, qualifier number 2, with a field of 5 mare pacers. No changes. And it's a great time to remind anyone tuning in and on track that the live racing returns to the nation's capital on Sunday, March 23rd, our first parimutuel race date of the meet, 6:30 p.m. post time. And we'll be racing Sunday evenings from March 23rd, March 30th, April 6th, April 13th, and April 20th, and then introducing Wednesday night racing starting April 23rd. The mares are now coming on the track from the Rideau backstretch for qualifier number 2. The race 2 field has been called to go behind the gate for this qualifier. Lining up now, the 1 is Big Cheddar for Guy Gagnon, 2 Going Yard for Stéphane Pouliot, 3 On the Road to Texas for Jason Gilchrist, 4 Share the Moment, Michel Legasse, and on the outside 5 Beauty is Blind for Pascal Berube. They're perfectly lined up on the turn and headed towards the start of our second qualifier of 8 this Saturday morning. They're on the backstretch. They're off and pacing, pushing the gate away. Share the Moment and Michel Legasse want the early lead, but battling back, Going Yard and Stéphane Pouliot going to make them work for it. Still surging ahead by a half length and making front now. That is Share the Moment. Share the Moment in the pocket. That's Going Yard. And then following from third, Big Cheddar. Behind her, about a length back. In fourth, Beauty is Blind. And trailing this field of 5 at the moment On the Road to Texas. They're on the road to an opening quarter of 30-4 in a single file procession and headed towards the tote board for the first time. They are led by Share the Moment, coming in from the raceway at Western Fair and leading this procession. Going Yard tied up in the pocket, about a length and a quarter back to third. Big Cheddar content to wait there, and Berube has Beauty is Blind second from last, still trailing. That's On the Road to Texas as they circle towards the halfway point. 1:02 flat. It's a leisurely marker there, and opening up on the front end. Share the Moment is not wanting to share with anyone. She's got a good 3-length advantage now over next closest, Going Yard. Also a couple of lengths behind her in third. That's Big Cheddar. Then it's a bigger gap of 5 lengths back to fourth place, Beauty is Blind, and still sitting at the back of the pack On the Road to Texas. They approach 3/4, 1:32 flat, the clocking there, and Share the Moment no longer has that huge advantage. She's leading by about a length and a half over pocket sitting Going Yard. Here comes a first over move out of third from Big Cheddar. They're coming down the stretch now. Big Cheddar poised to try to make her big move, but here comes instead Going Yard, chasing Share the Moment to the wire. Going Yard is a half length behind Share the Moment at the wire. Finishing third, that's Big Cheddar, 2:01 and 4. The results of qualifier number 2 on this Saturday morning at Rideau Carleton. The winner was the 4, Share the Moment, going gate to wire for owner, trainer, driver Michelle Legasse. She's a 7-year-old black mare by Control the Moment out of Feel and Flush. Share the Moment, the winner over the fast closing number 2, Going Yard for Stéphane Pouliot. And 1, Big Cheddar for Guy Gagnon was 3rd. Finishing 4th was the 5, Beauty is Blind. And 5th was the 3, On the Road to Texas. From the top down, your qualifier sheet should read 3-2-5-1-4. The fractions were 30 and 4 to the opening quarter, 102 flat at the half, 132 at 3/4, 2:01 and 4 for the mile on this windy and cold Ottawa morning. It's -7 degrees, and that's not including wind chill out there today. So kudos to the horses and drivers and racetrack employees making this happen. And thank you, Rideau Carleton fans, for tuning in to catch our qualifiers before our season opener coming up on Sunday, March 23rd, 6:30 p.m. Qualifier number 3 is coming up. Male pacers, 3 and 4-year-olds. And it's a field of 6. No changes. The Pacers are coming on track for qualifier number 3 of 8. They'll be going behind the gate shortly. The starter has called the race 3 Pacers. They're lining up now. 1 is Better Than Houdini for Jonathan Lapointe. 2, Better's Zone for William Waugh. 3, Arson Seelster, Guy Gagnon. 4, Sundance Leo, the free-legged pacer, Marie-Claude Auger. 5, Sports Activator, Ryan Guy. And on the outside, 6, Hands Off Nose In, Pascal Berube. They're gradually getting in place behind the gate. Sundance Leo and Hands Off Nose In, the first to line up. They're on the turn. They're lined up with Better Zone and Sports Activator, still a little behind the rest as they approach the start. They're off and pacing. Sundance Leo leaving for Marie-Claude Auger, but between horses Arson Seelster and Guy Gagnon want the lead and open up quickly by 1.25 lengths. Coming after them, that's Sports Activator, now settling in the pocket, about 2 lengths behind that leader, and about 2 lengths behind Sports Activator now, currently in third. That's Better Than Houdini. It's a further gap of 2 lengths back to fourth place, Better's Zone, and they are turning past that opening quarter in 29-1 with separation already. The first 2, Arson Seelster and Sports Activator, a good 5 lengths clear of third place, Better Than Houdini, who's 3 lengths ahead of next closest, Better Zone, sitting fourth. Behind him in fifth, Sundance Leo, and trailing this field, Hands Off, Nose In. They're on the second turn now and approaching the halfway marker with an uncontested lead for Arson Seelster, reaching that point in a leisurely 1 minute and 1/5, stalked by Sports Activator. The gap back to the rest of the field has narrowed to about 4 lengths now. Sitting third, that's Better Than Houdini. Here comes a first over move out of fourth. Better Zone getting underway. And up front, a separate battle. A first over move from the pocket. Sports Activator up to challenge and now draw ahead of early leader Arson Sealster. 131 flat. The gap between those top two and the rest of the field is widened to over 10 lengths. Coming on up into third now, though, Sundance Leo underway, and they are circling for home with Sports Activator in charge for Ryan Guy. Sports Activator has opened up by 3 lengths over Arson Sealster, going to hold on for second here. Oh, on a break, that is Sundance Leo being taken wide. Coming on for third now, that is Hands Off, Nose In. 2:01 and 1. And we have results for the third qualifier of the day. The winner is 5 Sports Activator, trained by Mike Armstrong, driven by Ryan Guy, owned by Lee Cullen and Lloyd Howley. Sports Activator, a 4-year-old bay stallion by Sports Rider out of Town Jiffy. Finishing second was 3 Arson Sealster for Guy Gagnon. Third was 6 Hands Off, Nose In for Pascal Berube. Finishing fourth, but needing to qualify again on the basis of making the break down the stretch, Sundance Leo. Fifth was the 2 Better Zone, and sixth, number 1, Better Than Houdini. From the top down, your qualifying sheet should read 6, 5, 2, 4, needs to qualify, 1, 3. The fractions were 29 and 1 to the opening quarter, 1 minute and 1/5 at the half, 131 flat at 3/4, 2:01 and 1. The winning qualifying time for Sports Activator. Qualifier number 4 coming up next on the pace. And these are all male pacers, 4 years old and up, with the exception of the 6 Sauble Amber. The lone mare, one of the fastest mares last season on a Canadian 5/8 mile track. She took her mark, 1:52 and 2, right here at Rideau Carleton. I'd like to thank John McMillan for calling the first qualifiers of the 2025 season at Rideau Carleton last Saturday morning. Thanks very much, John. Looking forward to seeing you again soon. Some of the qualifier number 4 field are already on track. Others are just joining them, coming off the backstretch now. We do have some late scratches to announce for the 4th qualifier. Scratch the 4, Rockin' My Dream, and the 6, Sauble Amber. That's the 4 and the 6, both scratched from qualifier number 4, coming up next. Also note on the qualifying page, the 5 Smiling Billy the Kid changed the driver to Ryan Guy. Ryan Guy will be driving the 5 Smiling Billy the Kid. The AGCO judges have also informed me that due to the high winds and cold conditions, it's a 3-second variant today. They'll be going behind the gate momentarily. And the starter has called the abbreviated field for qualifier number 4. One is Logan Behold for Guy Gagnon. 2, La Barbe, Stéphane Pouliot. 3, Mickey Makes Some Speed, Pascal Berube. The 4, Rockin' My Dream, is scratched. 5 is Smiling Billy the Kid for catch driver Ryan Guy, and 6, Sauble Amber, is scratched. It's a field of 4 in front of the grandstand, going behind the gate for qualifier number 4 of 8. They are lined up perfectly on the turn and headed towards the Rideau Carleton backstretch. They are quickly approaching the start. And they're off and pacing with rail advantage. Logan Behold taking charge early and about a length and a half, maybe 2 lengths now. Behind that one in second, La Barbe. Following 2 lengths behind him from third, that's Mickey Make Some Speed. And a length and a half behind that one, tightening up now under tight lines. In fourth, that's Smiling Billy the Kid. Single file as they approach the opening quarter. And up front, Logan Behold getting there first in 29 and 1. He's leading by 2 lengths now over La Barbe, who is tightened up in the pocket for Pouliot. It's still a couple of lengths back to third place, Mickey Make Some Speed, and about 2 lengths behind him. Following fourth in this 4-horse field, Smiling Billy the Kid. They're circling towards the halfway point now. Nobody making a move on Logan Behold, confident on the front end, with La Barbe getting ever closer from the pocket, 57 and 4. The halfway point clocking as the pace picks up. So does La Barbe's interest, as he is now stalking very closely, following Logan Behold to 3/4. Is about 2 lengths back. Make that 2.5 back to third place. Mickey Make Some Speed, and behind him, still under quite tight lines, but yet to make a move. That's Smiling Billy the Kid. This field of 4 approaches and reaches 3/4, 1:29 and 1, and we're expecting to see some late speed here. Logan Behold, though, still maintaining the lead for Guy Gagnon at the top of the lane, and here comes La Barbe stepping out, also moving last and moving fast. That's Smiling Billy the Kid charging after the top 2, but it's going to be Logan Behold, gate to wire, about a length ahead of La Barbe. Further back in third, Smiling Billy the Kid, and at the back of the pack, Mickey Makes Some Speed. 1:57 and 4, fastest of the day. The results of qualifier number 4. Number 1, Logan Behold, the winner for trainer Mandy Archer, driver Guy Gagnon, owner Kimberly Eaton with Jamie Copley. He's a 4-year-old bay gelding, by all bets off, out of St. Lad's Peeper. Finishing second, La Barbe for Stéphane Pouliot. Third was the 5, Smiling Billy the Kid for Ryan Guy. And fourth was the 3, Mickey Makes Some Speed. From the top down, your qualifying sheet should read 1, 2, 4, scratch, 3, scratch. The fractions were 29 and 1 to the opening quarter, 57 and 4 at the half, 129 and 1 at 3/4, 157 and 4, the winning mile in this qualifier for Logan Behold. Coming up, we have qualifier number 5 of 8. This time on the trot, and there are a few changes. The 4, Sammy Justice, changed the driver to Stefan Pouliot. That's on the 4, Sammy Justice, to be driven by Stefan Pouliot. 5, Cadillac, is scratched. The 7, Wish You'd Tell Me, changed the driver to Marie-Claude Auger. Marie-Claude Auger driving 7, Wish You'd Tell Me. And we have a new addition to this qualifier from post 8, D.A. Alexander for Guy Gagnon. A little bit of information about the 8, since he is not on the qualifier page. D.A. Alexander is a 3-year-old black gelding by Green Manalishi out of Adina, owned by Jamie Copley, Kimberly Eaton, Darren and Dwayne Tingley. He was an $18,000 purchase at the London Classic sale in 2023. Started out at Woodbine Mohawk Park last June in his first qualifier. And this is his second qualifier as a 3-year-old. On March 1st, over a snowy track here at Rideau Carleton, he finished second, 13 1/4 lengths behind the winner of that qualifier, Raising Rusty. So that's a little more about D.A. Alexander, an add-on from post 8 to be driven by Guy Gagnon in qualifier number 5, coming up next. The trotters are out on the track. There are a couple of very good former 3-year-old trotters making their 4-year-old debuts in this qualifier. The 2, Cleo Max du Haras, one of the best trotting fillies in Canada last season, particularly on a half-mile track, a winner of 7 of 14 starts. And also the 3, Stomper Tom, a 9-time winner. Ryan Guy driving him again. The starter has called the Trotters, and they are lining up now for our 5th qualifier of the day at Rideau Carleton. First, behind the gate, the Magic of Life, but from the inside out, the 1 is Howmac Glider, William Waugh, 2, Cleomax Duhara, Pascal Berube, 3, Stomper Tom for Ryan Guy, 4, Sammy Justice, Stefan Pouliot, 5, Cadillac is Scratched, 6, The Magic of Life for Robbie Robinson, 7, Wish You'd Tell Me, Marie-Claude Auger, and added on is the 8, D.A. Alexander for Guy Gagnon. They're lined up and on the turn, but on a break already, the Magic of Life being taken to the back of this group. The rest approaching the start. And the raw fan trotting, leaving well from the outside. Wish You'd Tell Me for Marie-Claude Auger, crossing over just ahead of Stomper Tom, who's going to sit second. Here's a first over bid now. Moving in third, Sammy Justice is underway. Following him from 4th along the inside, Cleomax Duhara. Back behind that filly is Howmac Glider sitting 5th. And then it's D.A. Alexander in 6th, far back after the break behind the gate, the Magic of Life. They reach the opening quarter in 31 seconds, and leading the way, Wish You'd Tell Me is out there by a couple of lengths for Marie-Claude Auger, leading the way down the stretch the first time with Stomper Tom following from a loose pocket position. Then back in third, Sammy Justice, also along the pylons, just ahead of Cleomax Duhara. Following her, Howmac Glider, yet to make a move as they enter the second turn. And then at the back of the field, we have got D.A. Alexander, and the breaker still trails the Magic of Life. 1:02 and 1, the halfway point reached by Wish You'd Tell Me. Commanding this field, but getting ever closer. Stomper Tom looks ready to make his move, following 3 lengths back in third. That's Sammy Justice, and here comes a first over bid already. That's Cleomax Duhara getting her marching orders from Pascal Berube. They pass 3/4 in 1:32 and 4. Things are tightening up a little here, but still leading the way, Wish You'd Tell Me, having things all his way, and Stomper Tom is in position and taking the inside path to challenge that leader to the wire. Wish You'd Tell Me, Stomper Tom just a head back. It's going to be Wish You'd Tell Me, Stomper Tom, and then about 4 lengths back to Cleomax Duhara, 4th, D.A. Alexander, 2:02 and 1. And we have the results of qualifier number 5. The winner was number 7, Wish You'd Tell Me, driven by Marie-Claude Auger, trained by Gerard Vaillancourt, who also owns Wish You'd Tell Me, a 9-year-old bay gelding by Wishing Stone out of Time to Tell, and a successful front-end trip. Finishing second was 3, Stomper Tom for Ryan Guy. Third was number 2, Cleomax du Haras for Pascal Berube. Finishing fourth was the 8, D.A. Alexander, the add-on. Fifth was number 1, Howmac Glider. Sixth was the 4, Sammy Justice. And finishing 7th after the early break was number 6, The Magic of Life. 5, Cadillac was scratched. From the top down, your program sheet should read for this qualifier 5, 3, 2, 6, scratch 7, 1, 4. The fractions were 31 seconds to the opening quarter, 1:02 and 1 at the half, 1:32 and 4 at 3/4, 2:02 and 1, the winning mile for Wish You'd Tell Me. And note that the 6th, The Magic of Life, who was off stride before the start, will need to qualify. We have 3 more qualifiers this morning. Number 6 is coming up, back on the pace with just 1 change to report so far. On number 4, What's in the Esky? Make the driver Marie-Claude Auger. We have just a few changes in the remaining 3 qualifiers today. As mentioned, in qualifier number 6, the 4, What's in the Esky, will be driven by Marie-Claude Auger. In qualifier 7, the number 5, Candescent Hanover, changed the driver to Pascal Berube. And in the 8th and final qualifier, the 3, Sunchip, is scratched, and the 4, Jolton Joe, will be driven by Marie-Claude Auger. Horses are gradually coming on track for the 6th qualifier of this Saturday morning session. Thank you for joining us in person, or if you're watching online. And we hope you'll be with us in person or online for our first race day of the 2025 meet here at Rideau Carleton, coming up on Sunday, March 23rd, 6:30 post time. In the meantime, fans and anyone visiting Ottawa is free to visit the track and check out the qualifiers on Saturday mornings at 9:30 a.m. Some good dining options in the grandstand available. And most importantly, the hot coffee. For the simulcast players, whether you're a Rideau regular or someone visiting the Ottawa area, don't forget Tammy Forgey's On Track Free-to-Play Handicapping Contest continues every Saturday night in the Trackside Simulcast Lounge. I understand the jackpot is only $200 right now, having been won recently, but it's still worth playing, and if it's not hit, that jackpot builds until it is. You must be on track to play. And the starter has called the field for qualifier number 6. They're lining up now. The 1 is Scandia Hannibal for Guy Gagnon. The 2, Mockart in Motion for Jason Gilchrist. The 3, Uber Hanover, Eve Corbin. 4, What's in the Esky for catch driver Marie-Claude Auger. 5, Sunny Bow, Stéphane Pouliot. And 6, Manhattan Joe, Pascal Berube. They're on the turn. Sunny Bow lagging a few lengths behind the rest as they head on to the backstretch. Also gapping slightly on the outside, Manhattan Joe. They're approaching the start. And they're off and pushing the gate away. The team of What's in the Esky and Sunny Bow timing that well. Sunny Bow is 3 wide early and charging to try and take the lead from What's in the Esky, who's persistent but settles for the pocket. Now third, that's Scandia Hannibal sitting comfortably for Guy Gagnon, following single file fourth, Mockart in Motion, a couple of lengths behind him. In fifth, that's Uber Hanover, and trailing the field at the moment, Manhattan Joe. 29 flat past the opening quarter. They're single file now and comfortable on the lead where he always likes it. That is Sunny Bow for Stéphane Pouliot in the pocket by just about a length behind him. What's in the Esky? Then third, Scandia Hannibal, the 3-year-old colt, as they circle around that second turn now. Still happy. Sunny Bow on the front end and hitting the halfway marker in 58 and 4, 29 and 4, second panel there. He is shadowed by the persistent What's in the Esky. And then third, that's Scandia Hannibal, tighter up in fourth now. Mockart in Motion following from fifth, that is Uber Hanover. Still trailing this field is Manhattan Joe. On the move, first over, out of fourth, Mockart in motion for Jason Gilchrist. He's matching strides with Scandia Hannibal and pulling ahead into third as the field moves past three quarters, led by Sunny Bow, 1:29 and 1. Sunny Bow still has a lead of about a length and a half on the final turn, shadowed still by What's in the Esky, and coming on the outside, Mockart in motion. Also, that looks to be a move up the inside late from Scandia Hannibal, but too late. It's going to be Sunny Bow over Mockart in motion. What's in the Esky? Scandia Hannibal finishes fourth, 1:59 and 3. And we have the results of qualifier number 6. 5, Sunny Bow was the winner for trainer-driver Stéphane Pouliot. He is owned by a numbered Quebec corporation of Gloucester, Ontario. Finishing second was the 2, Mockart in Motion for Jason Gilchrist. Third was the 4, What's in the Esky for Marie-Claude O'Shea. Fourth, number 1, Scandia Hannibal. Fifth was the 6, Manhattan Joe. And finishing sixth was the 3, Uber Hanover. From the top down, your qualifying sheet should read 426.315. The fractions were 29 flat to the quarter, 58 and 4 at the half, 129 and 1 at 3/4, 159 and 3 for the mile, won by Sunny Bow. Coming up in qualifier number 7 of the 8 slated this morning at Rideau Carleton, it's filly and mare pacers with the 2 3-year-olds on the inside and 3 4-year-olds on the outside. The only change in qualifier 7 is the driver change on 5, Candescent Hanover, from Robert Shepard to Pascal Berube. The 2, TH Rita Lou, is a 3-year-old Dancin' Lou filly, making her first ever qualifying debut. for owner-trainer Mandy Archer, who shares ownership with Kimberly Eden. T.H. Rita Lou, her first ever qualifier. Happy International Women's Day to all the women and girls participating in harness racing. From the wagering side to the caretakers, trainers, drivers, racing officials. There's a lot of us helping make this sport happen every day of the year. So happy International Women's Day. And the fillies and mares are coming on track for the 7th qualifier of 8 this Saturday morning. Some familiar faces, Rhonda Dulac and CB Caper, raced here last season. Sadie's Delight qualified here on March 1st, finishing 3rd with broken equipment. And then we do have a couple of newcomers. T.H. Rita Lou is new to racing. The 3-year-old filly starting from post 2. And the 5, Candescent Hanover, took a record at the Meadows, a 5/8 mile track. And now she's coming in from the raceway at Western Fair. So moving back to her favored track dimension. For those who haven't seen the Rideau Carleton 2024 Top 10 Greatest Moments. I suggest you check out the Rideau Carleton Facebook page or the Rideau Carleton YouTube channel where our races and qualifiers stream. You'll see our top 10. A very exciting season of live racing in the nation's capital last year and kicking off again on Sunday night, 6:30, March 23rd. Be sure to make a note. The starter has called the field of 5 filly and mare pacers for the 7th qualifier of the day. Number 1 is Sadie's Delight for William Waugh. 2, T.H. Rita Lou, Guy Gagnon. 3, C.B. Caper, Ryan Guy. 4, Rhonda Dulac, Michel Legasse. And the 5, Candescent Hanover for Pascal Berube. They're finding their spots behind the gate and entering the turn. They're on the backstretch, all lined up. Sadie's Delight a little behind the rest. They're off and pacing, a bit of a staggered start, but Rhonda Dulac moving well early for Michel Legasse to take control, but fighting back. That's T.H. Rita Lou, the first-time qualifier for Guy Gagnon on the inside, stretching out Rhonda Dulac, making a race of it into the first turn. Sitting third behind them, Sadie's Delight, sort of half in, half out, looking interested in making her own move. Following from fourth, that's C.B. Caper, and at the back of this field, it's Candescent Hanover. 30-1, the opening panel. Michel Legasse freewheeling up front with the 4-year-old Rhonda Dulac, who leads by about a length and a half over T.H. Rita Lou. Following from tight up third, Sadie's Delight. In fourth, C.B. Caper, and still trailing this field is Candescent Hanover. As they head into the second turn and approach the half, nobody threatening Rhonda Dulac, who has been freewheeling since making front and still leads past the half, 101-2, getting away with a 31-1 second panel there, and now getting challenged and circled by Sadie's Delight, who was waiting to pounce early and now has a length and a half advantage. That's Rhonda Dulac second, followed by T.H. Rita Lou in third, back in fourth, C.B. Caper, and still trailing, that's Candescent Hanover as the field goes to 3/4 in 1:32-1 up front, and leading the way now by a good 4 widening lengths. That's Sadie's Delight, and William Waugh having pulled early and taking control now, widening that advantage on the front end. Sadie's Delight, the 3-year-old filly, coming on again late. Rhonda Dulac, but it's too late to regain her lead. Sadie's Delight gets it for William Waugh ahead of Rhonda Dulac, and then it looks like T.H. Rita Lou, Candescent Hanover, and C.B. Caper. 2:02 flat. And we have the results of qualifier number 7. The winner was the 1, Sadie's Delight, for trainer Vic Putty and driver William Waugh. She's owned by Bill Maines, Lloyd Stone, and Michael Horwood with Linco Incorporated. Sadie's Delight, a 3-year-old bay filly by Better's Delight out of Sedao, Hanover. That's her second consecutive Rideau qualifier. And her last start was back in October at Woodbine Mohawk Park. So a good comeback, Sadie's Delight. Finishing second in qualifier number 7 was the 4, Ronde du Lac for Michel Legasse. Third was the first-time qualifier, number 2, T.H. Rita Lou for Guy Gagnon. Fourth was the 5, Candescent Hanover. And finishing fifth was 3, C.B. Caper. From the top down, your qualifying sheet should read 1-3-5-2-4. The fractions were 30 and 1 to the opening quarter, 101 and 2 at the half, 132 and 1 at 3/4, 202 flat, the winning mile for Sadie's Delight. There's only one more qualifying race to go this Saturday. Upcoming race 8 on the pace. They're scratched down to a field of 5. The 3 Sunchip is scratched. Note a driver change as well on number 4 Jolton Joe. Marie-Claude Auger will drive. Thanks to all of you following today's qualifiers, whether streaming online or here at the track on this cold Saturday morning. This is when we will be holding our qualifiers, and it's a wonderful thing to sit in the grandstand and enjoy a breakfast at Mr. Lucky's while watching them. Live racing resumes Sunday, March 23rd, 6:30 p.m. And as mentioned, we are racing Sunday nights from March 23rd onward, and then adding the Wednesday evenings on April 23rd. Get Your License, Liam, and driver William Waugh already on the track as the rest of the Qualifier 8 Pacers are approaching from the Rideau Carleton backstretch. A nice group here with the two preferred handicap pacers in the outside posts 5 and 6. The 5 being Light the Torch, 10-time winner last season, and a winner of the November 28th preferred handicap for driver Pascal Berube. The 6 Early Action for trainer Mandy Archer and Guy Gagnon. Also a consistent performer in the Rideau Preferred Handicap, picking up checks, but frequently encountering the light speed, Light the Torch, and some of the others who made it quite a contentious race on many occasions last season. That's the 6 Early Action in front of the grandstand, driven by Guy Gagnon. Congratulations once again on the 2024 O'Brien Award of Horsemanship, awarded to Guy Gagnon. Now passing in front of the tote board, the 5 is Light the Torch for Pascal Berube and trainer Marc-Andre Simoneau. Note that Sunchip is scratched from this qualifier, and Marie Clodoger picks up the catch drive on the 4, Jolton Joe. They'll be lining up momentarily. And the starter has called the Pacers for qualifier number 8, our final qualifier of this Saturday morning at Rideau Carleton. Thanks once again to everyone who made it happen and everybody watching online or at the track. They're gathering behind the gate. 1 is Get Your License, Liam for William Waugh. 2, Curious Cortez, Jonathan Lapointe. 3, Sunchip is scratched. 4 is Jolton Joe with catch driver Marie Clodoger. 5, Light the Torch, Pascal Berube. And 6, Early Action for Guy Gagnon on the outside. They're on the turn. And they're on the backstretch, quickly approaching the start. And they're off. Speed from the inside. Get Your License, Liam is leaving strongly from pole position to his outside like a team. That's Light the Torch and Early Action battling early and taking the pocket. Light the Torch moving on. Early Action for Guy Gagnon up into second, up to the sulky wheel of Get Your License, Liam en route to that opening quarter, making a 2-horse race on the front end at the moment and passing the quarter pole in 29 and 1 leisurely fractions for this group, clearing to the lead in a gradual fashion. Early Action now sitting second. Get Your License, Liam. Tied up in third is Light the Torch. It's 3 lengths back to 4th place Curious Cortez, and trailing the field Jolton Joe. They're single file headed around that second turn and approaching the half with Early Action living up to the name and leading the way. 58 and 4, the clocking there. 29 and 3, second panel. Early action for Guy Gagnon under tight lines as Get Your License Liam sits the pocket, and it's Light the Torch still following from third, yet to make another move. He is all over the helmet of William Waugh, though, sitting third. Then it's a gap of about 3 lengths back to fourth place Curious Cortez, and still trailing this group is Jolton Joe at 3/4, reached in 1:29 flat, with early action showing the way and dropping back slightly. Get Your License Liam still second, but here comes the expected move from Light the Torch, coming first over now out of third down the stretch, and he's followed, gapping cover though by Jolton Joe back into fourth, and leading the way to the wire. Early action gets there by about 4 lengths over Light the Torch, Get Your License Liam, and Jolton Joe. 1:58 and 1.